Welcome back to my WIP Parade 2024 end of year. This is part 2, so if you're just randomly getting this video and haven't seen part 1, please head back the other way. Thanks so much for joining me, and we're just gonna jump right in. I'm fat and happy after dinner. We don't do sauerkraut for New Year's Day. Anybody else have that tradition? My parents used to do like sprouts and sauerkraut, and our grocery store has a ton of sauerkraut. I don't know how regional that is, but ew. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Oops, I haven't been started. Okay, next is a Heaven and Earth design. Turn my tablet back on. I believe this is another one by John Enright. This was a freebie on Heaven and Earth Design's website a couple years ago, called Deep Blue Sea. This one's a big one. Yeah, John Enright, Deep Blue Sea. It is almost a super size, 700 by 889. There we go. Just got some green going on in the upper left-hand corner for my start. And I have put in 1,808 stitches out of 622,300 for 0.29%. I'm doing this on 28 count, 1/1 full cross. It's an even weave. This was a fun stitch. I need to get back to it. Of course, you know, with 300 and, well, almost 300 whips, it's kind of hard to say that about all of them, right? Okay, that's it for that bin as far as whips goes. Okay. All right, this next one is another design that, excuse me, I've charted myself. I got permission to chart this from the gal who created it. She called it Flossie, so that's what I'm calling it. And again, I wanted to do a test stitch because the mock-up in the program that I used to create it looked fantastic, but I put it into Pattern Keeper and it looked awful. So I don't know if it's because of the newer, like 1 to 35 colors not quite being color perfected in Pattern Keeper, or if it's really just going to look terrible. But here is the mock-up of what I created from her picture. Gorgeous. And then here's Pattern Keeper's mock-up. It looks terrible. Like, I would be so mad if I got a chart that had a mock-up that looked like this. So I started in the middle. Or no, I didn't start in the middle. I figured out where her eye is. I have cat hair all over me. And started that because I wanted to get around, sorry for the glare. I wanted to get around this area done to see what we were looking at. I'm almost to that point in the stitching. I have 5,618 stitches put in out of 458,110. It's 1.23% of the chart. And that's what I've got so far. So you can see here, I do have kind of a line of demarcation. But here there was a little bit of that, I don't know, in the mock-up. And it doesn't look bad. It just looks like a highlight. So I'm going to keep going and we're going to see if my charting skills are any kind of anything. I mean, I love how the eye looks otherwise, but it looked great in the mock-up too, so I'm doing this on 32 count, 1/1 full cross. And I put her on Monopoly, and I'll pull her out as I feel the pull to do so. It's not, there's no great, like, rush to do anything with it. Okay, this one is a really old Dimensions kit that my mom actually gave me forever ago, called Friends Welcome? Cozy Porch Welcome. I think I put it in the wrong spot because we're in the F's. I'll have to move that. So I've got some work done in the door. This is done on a 14 count Ada. That's it. That's what I've got in there so far. So nothing too extravagant. I serged the edges myself because Dimensions doesn't, and their Ada sucks, so it always frays. Yes, I said it out loud. Dimensions Ada sucks. Alright, next up is a collection of 4 seasonal charts from, I believe, 2x2 cross stitch. Or 2x2 stitch art. There. So it's these 4 in the middle. And I started with spring here. I'm putting them in a block of 4 on, it's a 36 or 40 or 46, I don't remember exactly, 1/1 tent stitch. So it's teeny weeny tiny. My plan is to put like borders in between the charts, but I haven't really picked out the border yet. So I actually started in the bottom right hand corner for spring and just put that much in, which is 467 out of 16,900, 2.76%. I really hope this gets called quite a bit because it's like, yeah, I don't know how long my eyes are going to be able to see that, especially since it's so small I can't grit it with my friction pens. Okay. Alright, next up is a Bella Filipina. Love this one. This is Gaia the Earth Goddess. That's what she'll look like when she's done. I am doing this on a 28 count Sunny Dyes fabric. Yes, Sunny Dyes fabric called Desert Twilight. It's a 28 count casual linen. And this is a painted piece. The fabric is. And I have a good chunk of her started. But that's that. I am doing her skin 1/1. So a little close up there. Some of the stitches look a little wonky, but that's okay. I went gung-ho when I started her, and then as you do, I put her away and haven't gotten her back out. My husband's being a goober. This one I picked up for my trip to Japan a couple years ago now, a year and a half ago, for travel stitching because it's nice and small. It's a kit from Leisure Arts called Galaxy, designed by Zephyr Moon. Yeah, I got a picture here. Oh, no. Put that out. Nothing super fancy. It is on 14 count Ada. Just doing it 1/1 or 2/1 full cross. And I have worked on it a little bit after I got back from Japan, but that's where we're at so far. It's a fun one. I'm not real crazy with the charting. It's a little bit hard to read, but I won't have to suffer with it for too long. All right, next up is a piece from the Sewing Shop by Kaylee called Genevieve. Where's she at? No. There she is. She's so pretty. And her hat background. And it all kind of blends together between her hat and the building there. That's okay. I am doing this on 28 count even weave. I have 9,408 stitches out of 289,091 for 3.25%. It was really easy starting stitching because that whole corner was just nothing but black. Or almost. I got part threads everywhere here. But that's where I'm at with it so far. Got a page finished, obviously, and then they started on the next page. And those windows, whoo, that was enough confetti that I could braid it. Excuse me. So, I did her for a challenge at some point. I don't think I worked on her this year, last year, whatever. Alright, next is a kit from China, Girl Picking Stars. Doing this on 14 count, 2/2 on Ada. That's what she's going to look like. I love the colors in it. And it's not super big. Like, that's the size of it. That's it. And I've got that chunk done. So 2/1 full cross. I did a tiny little bit of back stitching. I think I can backstitch that star now. I've got all those squares filled in. This one has a lot of backstitch, so I'm really trying to do it as I go. Kind of like, you know, treat it like a dimensions kit and not leave it for torture for the last bit once I'm done with the rest of it. Alright, next is another China kit. This one is actually a licensed piece from Joy Sunday. Girl sat on the dragon reading a book, quite the title. And this is done on 14 count Ada, 2/1. And that's, I don't have anything on that side really. Just doing it by the page. Got the dragon's tail right here. So there's a lot of confetti in her. So I'm not sure why I took it out of the bag. Oh well, that's okay. Okay. Alright, next up is another one from Sewing Shop from Kaylee. This is one of her first ones that she charted, I believe, called Nomies. Kind of sad to say I don't have this done yet, because he's really not super huge. His little pink nose. I think I'm going to do like Suki did and do beads for the marshmallows, because it does kind of look like marshmallow teeth. I'm doing this on a 25 count raw linen, which I absolutely hate this fabric. It's probably a big reason why it's not done yet. And I should have done it like 2/2. But that's where I'm at with him so far. Suki finished it and it looks fantastic. I just don't like the fabric choice that I did for it. But hopefully he'll get closer to being done this year. And again, like I said, I'm choosing my focus pieces based on my whim. So who knows, maybe when he comes out, he'll stay out for getting them finished. Okay, next up is another Jasmine Beckett Griffith piece. This one I got from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Golden Eyed Dragonling. Come on. Is this the mini? Yeah, this is the mini. And this is one I started in the middle. I don't think, yeah, this one's not gridded. I started this one when I was really sick. Love the lighting in this one. This is being done on 28 count even weave. 1/1 full cross. And started in the middle, and it's part of the dragon itself. I have 557 stitches in out of 84,500 for 0.66%. It does not look like much, but you can kind of see that's his eye. That's the dragon's eye. And the tip of his snout over here. Makes me really nervous to go back to it with no gridding. Okay. No. Yes. Okay. This next one is a kit from Bernat called Gray Carousel Horse. Honestly, this makes me want to start my Teresa Winsler carousel horses, but I need fabric for those. Because I want to get like a nice even weave for that, and I need like a yard. And I just have a start on the saddle. Just a few hundred stitches, nothing crazy. This is 3/1 on 14 count. And some of the older kits called for 3/1 for their 14 count. All right, next one is another Heaven and Earth design. I've been kind of itching to get back to this one. This is one of the first ones I started. This is Gypsy Firefly Max Color. This is from Heaven and Earth Design. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. Oh, man down. I don't remember who, somebody showed me a post from a finish that somebody did of this, and it looks really good. Really, really good. Which of course I was a little nervous because her face is... I am doing this on 18 count. I had a really big piece of 18 count, so that's what it got put on at that point. It's gonna be huge and unnecessarily so, but that's okay. This is, oh, I have a lot in it so far. It kind of hurts my fingers to work on it because it does get a little bulky at two. It's a 2/1 on 18 count, and I have 13,445 out of 283,500 for 4.74%. Which, I mean, 4.44, like 5%, and it's that huge. So it's ginormous. So yeah. Yeah, definitely going to be working on getting the rest of these threads worked in. I'm back in my phase of park threads are annoying and want to get rid of them all. Alright, new start. Not a new start. Okay, and next one is a paper pattern. It's a Harlequin Butterfly by Michelle Ink Designs. I am not doing the called for colors because I don't like how the butterfly just kind of disappears into those. I am doing a conversion. I actually had some, hopefully I have enough, because this is Karen watercolor. It's a, I'm doing, ouch. Yeah, Karen watercolors. The butterfly I'm doing in this Bermuda Reef. There we go. And the background I'm doing with Carnival. There we go. And then I'll be back stitching with some Treasure Braid. Yeah, I just have a start. It's not super big. I'm doing it's on an 18 count Murano ice, vintage ice, I think, or something. I don't know. Started work on the butterfly. I'm not a super huge fan of using that watercolor thread. It's kind of bulky without, like, I mean, it's basically pearl cotton, I think. But you can, I mean, you can cross stitch with it. But generally speaking, it's like for needlepoint canvases, and rightly so. But I happen to have it in my stash as I don't even know how I came about having it, and it's like it just needs to be used up. New start. Okay. This next one is a cross stitch studio piece. Honeymoon Sunset. If you watch Jen the Caffeinated Crafter, you are very familiar with this piece. Of course, she's enabled many of us to start it, or get it, or both. Me notwithstanding. There it is. This is a piece by Abraham Hunter. Excuse me. There's the artwork. Love it. She has like this whole corner down to the gazebo and the house and lighthouse done, and then a smattering of stuff all throughout. If you don't already watch her, definitely go get her a watch. I have not gotten much on this. I only have 1,706 stitches out of 563,981 for 0.30%. I started up in the upper left-hand corner in the confetti tree. And that's all. It doesn't look like much because it's so spread out, but I mean, it gives you an idea of the confetti in this piece. It looks so good when it's done, though. Cross Stitch Studio tends to be pretty darn confetti heavy, but they look really good when they're done. Worth it. Next up was another Cross Stitch Studio piece. This was their mystery stitch along for not last year, year before last, 2023. This is called Peppermint Rose. The Graphics Fairy is who did the artwork. I don't have a ton of it done. Almost 2 pages. That's it. That's what I got done. Doing this on 28 count linen of some sort. It's not terrible to work on, even though it looks a lot like that other stuff that's awful. I just have a little bit left to fill in on these pages. So I think, what is that? Actually, the third page. And then I don't know exactly how much I have done right now, because I put in, we got them in page increments, obviously, and then I've deleted all those and then put in the whole pattern once we got the whole pattern. And I have not marked off all of the pages yet, so I don't know exactly how many I have done. I don't know. We'll find out when I pull it out and finish the page. Hopefully I did not delete the page that I still need. That's gonna suck. It's very possible I did. Might have gotten gung-ho on the deletions. Nope. Okay, I do still have page 3. Yeah, I have less than 200 stitches left to do in that page. And then I think it's like 15,000 something stitches total that I would have had at that point. Okay, next is another Heaven and Earth design. Another artwork by Adele Sessler called I Remember Moonlight. Where is she? There she is. I saw Amy from Creativity by Gidge start this a long time ago, and I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. I have a small start on her. So small, I actually haven't even put it in Pattern Keeper because it's just 310. Yeah, this way. Because, I mean, that's all 310 in pink. So I do need to, the next time I pull this out, I will actually grid it, figure out how many stitches I have. And go from there. Not sure what I was doing by not marking it or anything. I was just like, I'm just going to stitch these 310. Maybe 1,000 stitches in there-ish. Okay. All right, last one in this bin is one that I got after I got back from Japan. This is Japan Garden Max Color. This is a Heaven and Earth design. Artwork is by, I believe it's Dominic Davison, but I need to find it and double check. Yep, Dominic Davison. And this is Max Colors. So being that it's a garden, there is going to be a lot of confetti in those flowers. Tons and tons and tons. I have a small start. I have 600 stitches out of 277,500 for 0.22%. Starting in the upper left-hand corner. That's it. That's all I have. I really want to... I can't... I know we're going to say that. We all say that about all of it. I need to get more work done on it, but, you know. You can only put in one stitch at a time on anything that you work on, right? Okay, I need to put these bins back and go get the next ones. Okay, next up is Heaven and Earth design. This is artwork by Rachel Anderson. Birth of a Star Max Colors. This is one I bought a cone of 939 off of AliExpress to do because she is like half 939. And she's gorgeous. She's only 95 colors out of, and that's a max color. I have 1,795 out of 240,000 stitches for 0.75%. I have a chunk started of the 939 that I was using for, I wanted to test how the cone would look. And then I actually started in the middle. So this is on, what is this on? This feels like a 28 count. Yeah, 28 count casual linen. It's actually an antique white. Excuse me. So there's the chunk I've done in 939. And then it's kind of hard to see for me. Here we go. But I loved how, even with, like, what did I say? Yeah, almost 2,000 stitches, but I mean, you know, a lot of that was that. But you could see the outline of her arms so well. I'm really looking forward to when she comes out again. Okay. Alright, next one is a Mill Hill kilt. This is Blue Morpho Butterfly. I need one of their buttons and beads kits on perforated paper. And that's what I have done so far. Oh. Yeah, I didn't realize that there was two sides to this, and unfortunately you can see where I marked it to find the middle, and it's not full coverage, so hopefully you won't be able to see that really bad when it's finished. Oh well. Really like it though. Very pretty. That's a 14 count perforated paper, is that? That it's stitched on. Okay, next is one that I do, this will be focused on more this year. I can't say when or how long, but I will be pulling him out. This is I converted from a photo a friend of mine's dog, but that had passed, and I'm hoping that working on him will help me with my own my own loss. So, but hopefully, I don't know if you can see, that is a very blue shadowed corner, and it very much shows up in the work. Oh, sorry, I knocked over the scroll rods. I have a decent chunk of him done. Well, relatively speaking, he's a big one. He's exactly 10%. I've got 33,311 stitches. Yeah, 2 over 1 tent stitch. That's where I'm at on him. So that shadowed corner is very blue. I'm working these in because I did find where I can sort of pre-mark stitches, kind of pre-highlight them and then mark off as I go. So that was a little easier and nicer than working the block stitching. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to doing more of him this year. This is another one that I've been thinking of a lot lately and wanting to get back into. This is Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork by Sherry Gerhardt. This is called Bright and Starlight. Oh, you know what? I don't need to look them up. I've got a cover photo. It's upside down. Love the colors in this one. Rainbow Bright all growed up. Oh, I do need to find it still. I gotta tell you how much I've done. So 8,408 stitches out of 271,077 for 3.10%. I started this in the middle, and this is on 28 count even weave. Started in the middle, and then I started doing something weird with like going around from the middle out. That was too hard on my brain. So then I moved up to the top and am working my way back down. So, but this is like the hair coming in on Starlight. You can see her fingers coming in there. There's some weird skin things happening, but if you pull it back, it doesn't look bad. So, but yeah, I'll just be working in, filling out the top and working my way back down. Alright, another Heaven and Earth Designs. This is artwork by Dakota Detweiler called Canopy Heart. This was a start along with Suki, the Brown-Eyed Stitcher. It's got what, 10 colors? Yeah, 10 colors. Mostly black and white. I do not have, I need much more work in this. It is a very pathetic 2,001 stitches out of 299,880 for 0.67%. That's it. That's all I've done. And as you can tell, I couldn't really decide how I wanted to work on this. I may or may not start working in the diagonal kind of. I don't know yet. I don't really know. We'll see how it calls to me when it when I pull it out to work on it again. Next was a kit from MCG Textiles. I will add my voice to other voices who are glad they're out of business because they made crap. They made crap. Looks good on here, but looks terrible on the actual stitch piece because the colors don't match. I got quite a bit of this done. It's not that far away from a finish, to be honest. So this was a gift from one of my stepsons a while back. So, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't match what it's supposed to look like, so c'est la vie. Apparently I stuck some brochures from my trip to Japan in there. Oh yeah, this was really cool. So this, we went to a demonstration of, I don't remember, so it's basically parquetry, like parquet, where it's built this way and then sheared off in these beautiful strips of, I mean, just gorgeous artwork, really. And we got to watch a demonstration of how that was made. But basically it's all this stuff that's been like glued together, and I gotta be really careful because like I mean, you can see where it's coming apart a little bit. I need to put that in my memorabilia for my trip. Leave that out. Okay. Tangent. Sorry, not sorry. Have I started that one? No. I have started this one. Okay, this is another Heaven and Earth design. Artwork is by Babette Vandenberg. This is Castlefest Wendelin Aotenshi. This was a Christmas gift one year from my husband. I love her dress. Lots of background. Oh, lots of background. This is one I was doing some, I don't know what I want to do kind of thing. I started in the lower right-hand corner, decided I hated that, I also started at 2/1 tent stitch, and this is 28 count. Decided I hated it. So I gridded it out, went up to the upper left-hand corner, and then started in full cross, which I do like a lot better. But that's what I got done on the bottom. Hang on. And I have a total of 9,555, so a decent chunk, relatively speaking, out of 367,500 for 2.60%. So I got a little bit of a chunk done. I was doing like parking, and then I worked in all the park threads, of course, to move up here, and I started kind of diagonal cross country, something or other going on. Decided I was done for the day, and apparently left the needle there. So, but no, I lied. I did not move to full cross on this. I kept it at 2/1 tent stitch, but it was definitely the bottom right hand corner work that I was like, this is not happening. So, and after doing Merry Mushroom Village all the way through start to finish in tent stitch, I feel like I've gotten a little less grumpy about how to start threads and stuff on tent stitch. Okay. I need to grab a pattern. I realized I needed to grab a few pattern books, and hopefully I've actually put one with the pattern because I can't find it. Okay, so next up is The Castle by Teresa Wentzler. I have a bunch of hers that I would really love to start. Not enough time in the day, and not enough time in the day. So I'm stitching this on 28 count Lugana. This is a Be Stitch Me fabric, Winter Blues. And I'm stitching this 2/2 full cross. And I have a start in the castle itself. And that's it. I really need to do more. And there's certain ones that you're just like, man, I really do hope this gets more work than it has. And that's a big reason why I wanted to do Monopoly, because most of the time I cannot decide what I want to do because I want to work on everything all at once. Okay, next is China Kit, Celestial Gathering. This is done on 14 count with that evil like rayon thread. That's what it's gonna look like. This is not a full coverage piece. It is stitched on navy fabric. I just have a little tiny start. I started this for Mania a few years ago, and this is all. That's it. It's languished with that as the start. I started. That's the middle. Right there. Just started in the, for whatever reason. Oh, I started in the middle, but that's where the page went. So I may try and scan in and create PDFs with more of these. Pattern Keeper doesn't really do color very well though, and that's, a lot of these are just color patterns. And I'll tell you what, after the disappointment I had with A Little Magic, it was an Emma Congdon piece that I put in markup, and it acted like it read everything okay, but it put the wrong colors in many of the places where, and I was so disappointed. I actually abandoned that. I actually need to send that off to the person who's going to finish it. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I love you too. Okay, next up is one of my Lavender and Lace Celtic ladies. I had a very meager start on her, and I just kind of started going gung-ho a few months ago. September, I think I started in on her. Where is her? Oh, shit. I left it out there. Hang on. Okay. I always think I'm prepared, and I'm never prepared. And the cover photo. Which, I mean, kind of. That's the shape of her, but I'm doing a color conversion. And I added some bits right there. So, most of my Celtic women I'm doing a color conversion for, because that doesn't exactly speak autumn to me. So I'm doing this on a 28 count casual linen by Die Stitch Love. The color is Persephone. And I'm doing this 2/2. And here's where I'm at with her. So I think the last time you had seen it, I had just barely started work on her shawl thing. So I've added all of this. I added the little twiggy thing. She is fully complete from here up. Beads and everything. I went ahead and added the beads, which there are a ton. It's really hard to convey that in the pictures and stuff of how many beads there are in this piece. And I'm sorry if you can hear my son. I told him to be quiet and he does not listen very well. So yeah, I just working off of paper, and I kind of have it divided into pages. So this was a section, and this is going to be a section here. And then I will keep working down. So I love this scroll frame. So, okay. I don't have any of the other Celtic ladies started, so, at this moment in time. And actually, now that I think about it, I may have to revisit starting any more of them. I don't know. We'll see, because I really enjoy working fancy ladies on scroll frames, and I don't have that many scroll frames. I have the stuff to make scroll frames, but I do not have the skills nor the tools. My father-in-law was going to teach me how to do that, and coordinating with him can be interesting. New start. Okay, the next one up is from Blue Fox Stitchery, my friend Ariana's store on Etsy. This is called Cherry Blossoms. This is one that I started with Jen. Here's the mock-up, like the PDF mock-up. Just really simple, beautiful. And of course, man, oh, the colors. I love the colors. So I started in the upper left-hand corner. I did start as a diagonal for this. And I got, how far into this am I? 817 out of 83,325 for 0.98%. And I have a crap ton of park threads. And there's my little start. So I don't know if I'll continue working in the diagonal, or if I'll work in the park threads and start doing like the cross-country diagonal thing. I'm not sure yet. We will see. We will see what floats my boat when I get to it again. Okay. Next bucket. Okay. All right. This is another China kit. This is a big one called Dolphins in the Ocean. It is 14 counts, 2/2. If I had to lay money on it, I would say it's a John Enright ripoff, but I'm not 100%. If anybody knows for sure, let me know, please. This is printed, a pre-printed kit. So I will show you where I've worked on the back first. You can kind of see the angelfish coming through. I mean, it is a very big piece. There we go. That's what I've got worked in. So I do like how it's coming out. The bubbles look really nice. So, and I hate that these are so nice to work on when you don't have the brain capacity for reading a chart or really counting or anything like that, but you still want to cross stitch. These are perfect, and I hate that they rip them off so much. Okay. Next up is another one by Gecko Rouge. This is another one also by Lorna Lane, and this is called Dragon. There. I have a small chunk of him started, not a ton. Where are you? There you are. 2,751 out of 81,545 for 3.37%. I am, anything from Gecko Rouge is 28 count, easy guide. That's just my default with them. But I have a large chunk of the moon done and started in on his wing. Gecko Rouge is another one that has quite a bit of confetti in theirs, but they look so good when they're done. Went over one full cross, did I say that? Okay. Next up is Dragon Race Into the Night. This is another one by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is retired from them and can be purchased at Pain Free Crafts, I believe. Mine is the Max Color version by Rose Kahn. Here's the artwork. Beautiful, beautiful colors. I don't have that much into it at the moment. 1,348 out of 417,000, so 0.32%. And I am almost positive it is one color that I've put in. Like literally just one color. Maybe two. So I really like that piece too. Okay, we are almost at another hour. I think I'm going to pause here and go ahead and get the section started to upload and move on with part 3. I'll be back.